Hi, my name is Robert Gonzalez, Camelback Toyota Service, and today we have this was a 2007 Sequoia with a 4.7 liter V8 engine, and we're going to talk about an induction system and or the maintenance for that. Fuel injectors, which brings the fuel into the motor, your mass airflow sensor, which helps read the incoming air, the density, the volume, and the temperature of it, and also your throttle body, which is going to be what your gas pedal or accelerator pedal is connected to, which lets air into the motor, and then at which point the engine will match it with the correct amount of fuel. And all that's very important that it's the right mixture. When those items become dirty, with contaminants in the fuels, minor, very small particulates that get through the air filter, they will contaminate those things over time, and they will not flow the fuel as well, they will not flow the air as well, and they will not read what's coming into the motor air quality wise, and therefore will not match it with the correct amount of fuel if it's not getting a totally accurate reading. So your service advisor and or technician may recommend a fuel system cleaning service, and that's usually a package. They do different parts of the system at the same time because it all kind of goes together. One is your mass airflow sensor, which is here. It reads the air as your engine sucks it in through the air filter, and it will read things like air density. Some of them do air temp, some also read the temp up here, and just the amount of air passing through. And this gets dirty. It passes over a wire in here, which reads it. You get a very fine dust over that sometimes. The small stuff that will get through the air filter over time, and it'll make the readings not as accurate. Okay, we pulled this out for demonstration purposes, but they don't just come out like that without removing some fasteners. Here's your throttle body. You've got a throttle valve in here. Also, you have your throttle position sensor. You have your idle air control motor, which all have very small ports, and the sensor has a very small area in which to read where the throttle is. So it can tell the motor what you're doing with your accelerator pedal. So we will remove this ducting, we'll clean this throttle blade and the throttle bore, as well as the IAC ports, to help that flow better and function better and read better. Your fuel injectors are going to be on either side of this V8, inside what's called a fuel rail, long cylindrical rail that has 4 injectors on each side. The rail fills with fuel, and it shoots it into each of the 4 injectors, which cycle as needed when the motor's running in a sequence. Very, very small openings in a fuel injector. It doesn't take much at all to clog it to where they just don't spray or atomize correctly. You want it to atomize so that it basically dissipates into the airflow and it gets evenly distributed. If it atomized correctly, it doesn't get evenly distributed, the combustion isn't as good, motor doesn't idle as well, mileage isn't there, power isn't there. There's a lot of things. So you don't break down over this stuff, you just don't run as well. Old cars, I used to clean out the carburetor to get the same results. Well, these don't have carburetors, they have fuel injectors and stuff with a much smaller opening than carburetors did, so it doesn't take as much to clog them and make them run inefficient. So we will do mass airflow sensor, we'll clean out your throttle body, we will do the fuel injectors, which they will disconnect the fuel line from the motor, bring over another machine, run the motor on a solution that the motor will burn as it puts through the fuel injectors, and it cleans them out at the same time. Oftentimes they'll do a top-end decarb, which will pull one of these vacuum hoses. Vacuum meaning these hoses are sucking air into the motor. They'll pull it off something else, and then we'll hook it up to a machine where the motor will draw in a solution in with the air, and it will burn it, and will actually remove carbon from your piston tops and your valves, which you can't really access from the outside of the motor without major disassembly. All those things together, you will always feel a difference when you do that. If it's been a while, usually recommend it 40, 50, 60,000 miles, or under hard use, maybe a little sooner than that, maybe 30 to 35,000 miles. But that is what's going on with that in a nutshell.